start my relationship back with the VA center again. But the biggest thing right now is the tour. We need this tour. This country needs this tour, and this will probably be the biggest thing that this Blackout's ever tried to achieve. And I think that you know, maybe this might be a key to wake this country up, you know, to get them to unite again instead of.
I want to say one more thing.
Okay, go ahead.
And I would I'd ask all of you folks watching this to indulge me just a minute. And because my claim to fame in my life has been talking a lot, I don't want to shortchange anybody of that. So I think what I'm going to touch on here just a minute is probably the most important, one of the most important aspects of all of this. I spend a lot of my time with Chuck Timbrook, and probably too much, to be perfectly honest with you. But if we edit that out, I really think here that the veterans come in and out of here all the time, and Chuck's always the first one to put his hand up and say, "I didn't serve." Well, see, I don't agree with that. I think that's dead wrong. If it wasn't for this kind-hearted man and his wife, his daughter, and what they've incessantly just kept at for the better part of 15 years with Big Truck, Blackout, none of us is sitting at this table right here would even be here. So I have to beg to disagree with Chuck every time he says that, because to me, you know, he wants to call me. I'm no hero. Trust me, I'm not even close. He's a hero to me because of what he's done here, and I don't see how it ever would get any better. And like I said, I wanted to make sure that everybody out here, that all of you that are looking at this, can understand from the conception of all of this to where we sit today is from one person, right there.
That's true.
That's not from me. It's not from Don.
Not from me.
Not from Jeff. Not from this fine gentleman. It comes from Chuck and his family and his devotion to doing something that he believes is right, and his dedication. There are not enough adjectives in the English language to describe everything Chuck's done.
That's true.
If there's a hero sitting at this table, I know it ain't me, and I know it ain't Jeff,
Not me.
and it ain't Don. I don't think this gentleman's a hero either. This is a real hero here, and I think that as time goes on, Chuck and I have talked about future plans with all of this, maybe doing something extra outside of this when the time is right, which could very well be in the somewhat near future. So this is sort of the focal point of something that I am truly hoping could be something really not only great, not only devoted, I mean, to a select group of individuals in this country, male, female, all of it. We don't talk about that stuff too much because we look at each other as we're all the same, and we're gonna stay the same.
You just have more hair than us.
And I just have more hair.
That's true.
See, these guys, I don't know what happened to them during their lives. I mean, I don't understand that. You know, Zip City.
He uses Geopet.
You know. Being in the Air Force, and I still do a little bit of flying. These guys' heads look like a runway, a flat, smooth runway as you're coming in on your crosswind, downwind.
Well, you know why he still does have hair,
That's what they remind.
An Air Force pilot, okay? Well, you could tell that he flew the slow plane because it didn't even blow his hair back enough.
Right.
Oh, and one more thing. This is real, honestly. It ain't a Mac. I mean, it ain't gonna blow it off in the wind.
He's just not the president for Air Club for me.
No, this is the real deal.
It's the natural.
Yeah. So anyhow, I've talked about. I'm El talked out, El Dono, and
Well,
that's
Don,
it.
tell us a little bit. Tell us some more here.
Some more?
About the
Okay.
radio station, about some projects you got coming up.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so the radio station is WRGG 93.7 FM out of Greencastle, PA. Every Sunday
Yeah.
from 6 p.m. to
Warrior
7 p.m. It's called Warrior Empowerment Hour, where I talked about my time before the service, during the service, and after the service. And I always tell people, I don't speak for all veterans, but maybe something I say can shed a little light on why your veteran is doing what he or she is doing. So to caveat and pick up off what Mike said earlier about Chuck, let me tell you something. I did 90 days in Martinsburg, West Virginia, the PRRP program. It's a Combat PTSD and TBI program. I saw this truck, like that was in 2014, and it just passed by, and I saw the big old black flag. So my wife used to visit me every weekend, and I told her, babe, when you come on Saturday, we gotta find this big black semi that has a big flag on the back. So of course, we only have like 4 or 5 hours. She's like, so you want me to spend my 4 or 5 hours with you looking for a damn truck? We found it in Martinsburg at the Walmart parking lot. But that just goes to show, well, like Mike was saying, Chuck is what brought us together. Really, because I was at Martinsburg, and look, I was in an inpatient program. I was in a bad way. I really was in a bad way. And I'm glad I'm here to talk about it, but I'm glad I saw his truck. And then that truck meant to me that someone actually still cares, you know, about the service that I've committed to our country, going to Iraq, Afghanistan, going to Yemen, to Djibouti, doing the Ebola and all that stuff. It meant something to me. And I can only speak for me. It meant something to me. And after that, it was just, I just had to keep following him, and here I am today. So it's awesome, it's awesome. And I did 16 years Army, 11 Bang Bang, which is infantry, 88 Mike, which is truck driver, 95 B, which is military police, and then 92 Alfred at the end, which is logistics, because the sergeant major said, you're not gonna kick in doors for the rest of your life, can you count? I said, yep. He said logistics, and then get the hell out of my office. So I finished off my time at Letter Carrier Depot, being a tech writer, and now, oh, you can just come on around. And now I just do a nonprofit. I have a few nonprofits that I help out with. One is Glen Hope Cares Farm out of York, PA. It's called Fenton, PA, but it's like York. It's a small little town. And she's a Marine Corps veteran who has 50 acres, and she does farm fit. She has eggs. She has chicken that has eggs, cattle, pigs, goats. She have it all. So I did the farm fit out there for a few months. Lost about 60 pounds, and let me tell you something, working on a farm, throwing logs, pushing wheelbarrows, and chopping trees, let me tell you something, that's a lot of work, but we had fun out there, and she gives a lot of her eggs for free to veterans to come out, anyone that comes out. And then we had, me and some other veterans had a contest, who can sell the most dozen eggs, so I sold $500 worth of eggs at $5 a piece. So it's pretty cool, and so I get to win a quarter cow when they butcher it. So since I've been out there, I got to butcher 1 cow, harvest 40 hens, and harvest some 40 hens, and then help catch a goat to give it its shots. So it's pretty cool. And from there, we also have Freedom Team Inc. For PA, which I'm the executive director for. So we also do Freedom Farm Team, where we teach people how to farm to table. We build planter boxes according to where they live at. So if you live in an apartment, we build a planter box that can hang off a window or windowsill, stuff like that, in or outdoor. If you live in like a townhouse and there's no grass, we make planter boxes that's raised, that's on stilts, that you can just come out your door and water your stuff. And it's pretty awesome, and it's really, really great. So we do planter boxes for any and everybody, no cost to them. They just have to let us know. We even had a donor that does composting that donated over 30 tons of dirt. So it was pretty awesome this year. We did over 50 planter boxes, 30 tons of dirt, and we did 2 events, 2 major events. One was Battle of the Bands. We had 6 bands come out and they battled, won $500. Then the next one was a fashion show. We call it the Freedom Fashion Extravaganza. We had 15 models, and it was pretty awesome. So next year we have some things coming up. We have a music and food and music festival coming up. We have another fashion show, another Battle of the Bands, and we're looking to also do like a beer and wine festival too. So it's a lot of stuff in the chute to raise some money so we can continue to help people. And then also every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday we pick up food from Starbucks, Panera Bread, from the Turnpike on Newville, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then we distribute it from 5 a.m. and we're usually done by noon. And so far to this date, we've donated over 50,000 pounds of food, and we've been doing that for a year and a half.
Man,
And,
they were good too.
it's wonderful. It is wonderful.
That's amazing.
And we tell people that we're combating the food insecurities. So when I say food insecurity, this is what I've learned from food insecurities. It's not that people don't have food. It's people are insecure about telling you that they don't have food.
Yeah.
So a lot of the food banks, and I've used on speaking absolute, but a lot of the food banks after traveling around in Franklin County, Pennsylvania, there's a lot of paperwork to fill out, but then you don't get food that day. So what makes us stand out is when they call and say, hey, Dom, I got a family of 6, can we get some food, da-da-da. I deliver it to your house that day. There's no paperwork to fill out because the paperwork is already done. It's already donated to our organization. All we do is put it in the box. I ring the doorbell and leave it on your doorstep. It's just that simple, no questions asked. And we used to give enough food to last 2 days. So if I deliver it on Wednesday, it's gonna last you till Friday when I do another pickup. And so far, we have 7 constant families that we do donate to, and they're families of 4 to 6. And it is awesome to see their face and be like, oh, thanks a lot, because Starbucks give a lot of, like, the donuts, the grilled cheeses and everything. And the children love grilled cheese. They love the little donut pops and the cakes. It is awesome. So it's for everybody, everyone in your family. Now, they do have some health stuff. They got some, like, little salads they do donate to us, some vegan stuff. But at the end of the day, we just put everything in a box, enough for you for 2 days for your whole family. And then you pick and choose what you eat. I don't care less if you don't eat it. All I know, I'm providing a service, here you go. But it's wonderful that we do that. And
You brought me some.
that's right.
You brought me some.
Yeah.
And we donated when we did our hot dogs.
Yep. Yeah, because it was a whole bunch of chicken and a whole
Yeah.
bunch of stuff, hamburgers. So yeah, and that's what we usually get from the Newville Turnpike stop. It's 5 restaurants, and we get chicken, we get pizzas, we get Starbucks, we get stuff from the little gas station. It's wonderful that people are donating, and I'm just glad that I have a platform to help out people, and that's just one thing I just love doing. And I ask for no recognition. I just want to make sure people have things.
That's what it's about.
It takes a village. It really does.
Well,
I misspoke a little while ago when I said that there's only one hero at this table. That's not true.
Nope.
As I just found out, we got another
Everybody at this table is here.
Who's that?
And
Right there.
Don, right here.
No.
God bless you, man.
I'm just doing my part, bro.
And we have another hero that we haven't spoke much about, and that's Blackout, the truck.
Yes.
And if one were to say to me, how would you describe the Blackout Freightliner in 4 words? Easy on the eyes.
That is true.
You guys that's never seen the truck before, that is Blackout.
Oh yeah.
That is on the boardwalk. Not too many semi-trucks in Ocean City get to ride down the boardwalk, across the boards. That truck, every time it goes to Ocean City, does 4 trips across the boardwalk, playing patriotic music. And because there's a lot of veterans that hang out on the boardwalk. And a lot of times there's not a dry eye when that truck rolls down across the boards, and there's not a person sitting, unless they have an issue that they can't get up, but they still put their hand across their heart. A little bit back to the tour.
Yeah.
Right now we're sitting at $4,100 for the tour. Our goal is $8,500. To break down the cost a little bit of the reason, we all banged our heads together to figure out what the cost of this tour is going to be, and we're estimating that Blackout alone, that $4,100, Blackout's probably going to eat that in fuel. With probably not much problem at all. The remainder, we have groups that's going with us, people that's going with us to volunteer to help to get this tour done. And we got to try to get people places to stay, motel, You know, we got to keep people's health up as far as food, and plus, you know, we have the cost of the tour. So we're looking to try to get to the $8,500 mark. And right now we're at $4,100. If you would like to help this tour, you can go to www.blackoutinc.org. That's www.blackoutinc.org. And on there, there's a PayPal button. You can go down there and hit the PayPal button and send anything. I don't care what it is. Anything helps. Or you can go right to PayPal if you have a PayPal account and use C as in Charlie, T as in Tom, CT, 1234567 at Comcast.net. That's CT 1234567 at Comcast.net. You can go directly to PayPal, and it will fall underneath the Blackout Veterans Tribute. There is two parts to that nonprofit. There is the Blackout Veterans Stop, and then there's also the Blackout Veterans Tribute. Both them funds are kept separate. Right now, all funds going into the Blackout Veterans Tribute is for the tour. All other funding stays at the store, at the stop, to help cover the cost here at the stop to keep the doors open. Guys, we have probably 8 to 10 regular veterans now that come in here to sit and drink coffee, or they'll come in just, you know, just to talk to each other. And I'm looking to have to buy more tables because I want to be able to put another 10 in here, that, you know, one day that they can have 20 of them in here and just sit and talk, and you know, just, you never know, they might have served together, you know, somewhere along the line they might have served together. There will be a connection, you know, old friends meeting, you know, old friends. And that's what this, you know, it all comes back to that saying, you know, when you walk in that door right there, this is our house. That means this is a veteran's house. This is for them. This is our house. A place where a veteran is the first one in line, not the last one in line, and he don't have to come to the counter and ask for a veteran's discount, because everything in here is already veteran discounted. Respect, honor, and no politics, and that's the rules of this place. You know, I don't want to hear about any kind of politics. I want them to come in here and talk about their lives, what they've done, you know, and things about them. And anything that they need, you know, if they're hurting, I have a whole shelves over here full of soap and toothpaste and body wash, and I give it to them. There's no price on that stuff. That stuff is donated to me for this particular reason, and I've given a lot of it away so far, and I'm going to keep giving it away. I had a veteran from Missouri, from New Jersey, lived in New Jersey for 3 months, could not afford it. With his money that he's getting from the military, he couldn't afford to live in New Jersey, so he's going back to Missouri. He stopped by here and he seen the sign, and he said he had to stop before he left. He said, you know, he didn't stop in to beg or ask for anything, but before he left, he had 2 big bags of chips and crackers and soaps and everything. And I said, I don't want you spending your money on snacks going back home. You save your money for gas and regular food so you can make sure you make it back home. He had tears in his eyes when he left, but you know what? That's part of what this place is. And if I can keep doing this, and if this tour makes it better and draws more attention to allow me to make this even bigger and better, then that's what I'm going to do. I mean, I don't need to make a living out of here. I get my money every month. You know, 2016, they took me out of work and I got my retirement, and so what I do here is just to keep me moving, and this keeps me alive. And I don't need to make a dime from this. I'd rather give the dime back, you know, because I'm a firm believer. What you do to others, what you do for others, will, in return, down the road, sometime pay you double. And I do believe that these people here at the table, especially Mike, has seen some of the stuff come back to me in double.
Oh my, have I?
And you know, and it's
I'm a big believer too, if not in this world, in the next.
Yeah.
Because I think the good Lord blesses those who help others.
Everything in life goes
Yeah.
full circle. If you live long enough, you come back to the start again.
Yeah.
And you want to look at that circle when you
And it
look
was
back
probably
on
the
it.
good Lord that led that gentleman in here,
Yeah.
knowing that you was able to help him.
Yep.
And what a ministry you actually have here. It's,
I even had a guy
it's
from New York
awesome.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Got a guy come in, what was it, Bronx, New York, come in yesterday.
Yep.
Stopped in to get gas and down the road here and grabbed something to eat and seen the sign, and he come in and he was from the Bronx. And he come in and he said, man, we don't have nothing like that up there. I said, I don't think there's any place like this anywhere in another country. You know, I think this is the only one in the country that is a, I guess what you would say, a veterans cave. I mean, you got American Legion, you got the VFW and stuff,
Yeah.
but that's alcohol and
Yeah, I wasn't even
dinner,
sure. I wasn't even
you
sure
know?
what it is. I actually last week went to the gun shop down the way here at this same shopping center, and I seen your signs and stuff. And I thought, okay, maybe they got some tactical gear and some camo stuff. And we all love that. Men
Oh,
love
yeah.
camo.
Oh, yeah.
That's
You
right.
know what I mean, it don't matter if you served, you didn't serve.
got some camo.
Camo is where it's at.
Of course, I don't know what they're all hiding from, really, to be honest with you. They're always camouflage.
But,
I don't wear camo
But I
myself.
thought, man, I want to check that place out. And today I had some free time. I'm glad I did
We're glad you came in.
because I tell you what, I only been here a few minutes. I feel pretty welcome. It's pretty cozy. I would say that.
Good. And that's what we do, try to do for everybody. I mean, we don't want anybody to come in here and feel out of place.
No.
You don't have to be a veteran to come in here. We don't want anybody to feel out of place. You know, I mean, we've had homeless people come in the door
Because how about it? We're all Americans.
from the
That's
wood,
right.
from the
We're all-
woods over here,
And there's a lot of patriots
from over here behind
in this
Walmart.
country, whether you served or you didn't.
The homeless lady come in. We come in one morning. She was laying on our bench out here waiting for us to open. She lives over here in the woods.
Yep.
And
Is that right?
and when she come in, we gave her stuff to help her, and then we just reminded her. We just said, please, whatever you do, we got a good line here, but we can't have people loitering around
And
this,
have the other
because then
businesses
the other
complain.
businesses will
Right.
start
Right.
complaining, and then the management. I said, so do me a favor, you are welcome to come back here anytime you want, but please do not draw attention at these other places that will complain about us. I said, because if they start complaining about us, then it's gonna make it harder for me to do what I do. But when she left here, she had 2 big bags of stuff to drag back with her, and come this winter time, she will have blankets, and she will get the stuff that she needs. I just, I felt bad, but then my wife says, well, wouldn't you feel worse if they started, coming out and staying here all the time, and you started getting complaints, and then the landlord would say, look, we can't have this, and shut you down. I said, then that would really hurt me. So I would rather just be upfront with them and let them know, that, we can't have a lot of loitering, but we want you to come back as much as possible to get stuff that we can help you out. And so everything's been going good, and she respects that. She's sent some people back, a couple people had come in after that. So, but I ain't seen them in a couple weeks, and hopefully they come back, because I do want them to come back, because I have a lot of stuff over here that's free that we need to give to them. And if you know me from the car shows, I love to give. I mean, I'll come in here in the store and just grab shit, just so I give it away.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
You know, the last car show we did, I thought we didn't have enough gifts, so I walked in and grabbed 5 T-shirts and walked out there and I said, you know, here, 5 more tickets, draw 5 more tickets, and gave 5 people free T-shirts, you know. And my wife's sitting back there with that evil eye saying, but,
Right.
you know, I can understand, because you're looking at a guy at one time that gave away $500 in T-shirts in 2 days. And I had no way to account for it.
Yeah.
I had to pay for that out of my pocket. And but you know what? At the end of that day, you ain't gonna die with that money.
That's right.
Yeah,
You
that
can't
money
take it with you.
Exactly. You know, so you know, the more you give, the better it makes you feel. And it all comes back to this tour.
Yeah.
If you're American and you can find it in your heart to stand behind the 13 soldiers that got killed, let me be straight up. The 13 soldiers that got killed unarmed. Now think about that. They wasn't in war. They were supposed to be coming home. They were packed. They were trying to get people out of Afghanistan to clear out. And our government didn't even protect them. Let them felt at ease, and we lost 13 good men and women without a weapon on them. It just doesn't sit well with me. You know, it don't. We have parents right now that has 13 kids that's never coming home because of negligent moves, and it's not right. I have to do this, and if you're a true blue American, then you're going to stand behind me, because I have to get these flags out. I got to get these flags flown in 13 city halls for 13 days in 13 states to let it be known. It all ends now. It all stops now.
Yeah.
It all stops now. This bull, 13 lives for no reason at all. It all stops now. And the only one that can stop that's the American people. I am 100% behind our veterans. I'm 100% behind our police. I am 100% behind our fire department. But I am negative behind our government.
They
And
want to
that's
get home
just
to their
the way it
families
is.
as well. It's just
Exactly.
a 9 to 5.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
That's it.
So,
I mean, I'm in that world, and we have the patrol guys that are out on the road, and they just want to get home.
Yeah.
Correctional officers like me, you know, everybody just wants to get home safe to their families. We're all, you know, that's at the end of the day, that's all everybody's trying to do out there: is survive, take care of their family.
Yep, that's it.
and I think the biggest thing is a lot of people judge one person, and then they judge them all off
Yeah.
that one person.
Yeah.
That's not right.
Yeah.
That's like in the military. I mean, if you ever watched, what was that one, where Charlie Sheen or whatever his name played in, where the sergeant,
Apocalypse Now.
no, where the
Amber
sergeant
Hill?
was running out of the jungle, and they said they're such and such, and they tried to get him, and he was being shot at.
Platoon.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
platoon.
Okay, yeah.
All right, here you go. Platoon. Look at the commander of that platoon. Dirty and evil. Can you judge every soldier in that movie because of him? You know, the guy running out of the woods, he tried to stop and save people, you know? You judge the whole platoon because of that one guy? That's what these guys do with cops. Yeah, you have some police out there that it went upstairs a little bit too far.
Absolutely.
And sometimes
it's
they pull their
because-
weight.
And it's because you're dealing with human beings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every human being, no matter what job you're in, there's bad apples everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
Ocean City's a lot of rookies.
Yep.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Because they send them to Ocean City. I think the state police does that a lot to train them, correct?
Well, and usually the I-95 corridor.
Yeah.
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 And so you're going to run into somebody that's trying to make a name for themselves, you know, and you know, every once in a while you're going to run into somebody like a bad apple, and you can't judge all of them like that. I'm going to tell you something. I can pull Blackout in the scales on I-70. All right, they will shut the scales down. So all these truck drivers, you know, because I drive truck, they're praising me because that light goes green. So they don't have to stop the scales, they just keep on rolling. They're saying, Blackout, stay in there a little longer, man. Stay in there a little longer. And all the cops are out of the scales taking pictures of the truck.
Yeah.
You know, and before I leave, I give wristbands and, you know, tell them thanks for their service, and I'll see them next trip and all that. And I do that every time I go to Ocean City. And for 15 minutes, all the trucks in that little area get that green light on the scales.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm helping my ex-buddies out, let alone showing respect
Yeah.
to the police.
Hey, and a shout out to all the truckers out there. My father's a truck driver too.
Yes.
And that's the lifeblood of this country.
Yep.
Yes.
And them guys have been an unsung hero during this pandemic
Yep.
because they've kept the products moving as best as they can under adverse conditions,
Oh yeah.
tired, working long hours. And my dad, he's a Navy veteran, and a shout out to my dad because I mean he's been an inspiration to me. A lot of good example of a hard worker. So I got a lot of respect for truck drivers.
Yeah.
To everybody that
$4 grand
sat
people
here,
come up with it. We can do this.
thanks for everybody that sat here. Thanks to the people that I know are watching this, and I know that this has some importance to all the people that are watching. And as Chuck said, it's kind of up us here now in this country. We gotta take this mantle on, and we've got to run with this as best we can.
Yes.
Because I don't think we're going to get a whole lot of help from, put it this way, the powers to be.
Right.
I don't know if that's probably not politically correct.
Yeah, I take it. Yeah, there'd be one power. There's one power that it's energized me enough to get me to where I'm at right now. That man's upstairs.
That's right.
That's
The good
There you
Lord.
go.
Yeah.
that's
Too easy.
the man. That's my high
There
power.
we
That's right.
go.
Amen.
There we go.
That's my high power.
He's the boss.
That's right. Of everything.
With Chuck and I and Dom and Jeff and this young man right here that just
Justin.
Justin happened to show up and got to sit in on this. I'm glad he did.
Yeah.
I was
we wanna
honored
thank all
to
of
be here. Thank you.
Yeah.
We want to thank every one of you for tuning
Yes.
in.